Deal or no deal? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by and all the love that everybody has been showing over the last couple of days as we have been following this John Harbaugh storyline extremely close. If you watch the channel and you're subscribed, you know that John Harbaugh was inside the facility at 1925 Giants Drive today to interview to be the next head coach of Big Blue. Well, reports are coming out that Harbaugh has left the facility without a deal. This is all rumors. This is all speculation. I am sure the New York Giants offer the job. I'm sure John Mara or whoever else was in that room, we'll talk about maybe a player who was in that room coming up momentarily, but I'm sure a question was asked to Mr. John Harbaugh. What do we have to do for you to sign right now? And all signs point to that Harbaugh did not put pen to paper, at least at this moment. Let's go over some inside information from all of the Giants reporters out there. Connor Hughes, who covers Big Blue for SNY, tweeting out, sources, John Harbaugh's visit with the Giants is wrapping up momentarily. The plan at the moment is for him to take visits with other teams in the coming days. We'll see if New York can prevent that from happening. Diana Rossini, who covers the NFL at large for The Athletic, saying John Harbaugh will fly out of Teterboro. I totally butchered that. Is that how you say it? Yeah. All right, I said it completely wrong on the video this morning. Everybody let me know about it. Very soon, back to his home, where he is scheduled to meet with Tennessee. Titans decision makers on Thursday, sources tell me. The meeting will serve as a formal in-person interview with the Titans at Harbaugh's residence. So the plan as of now, at least according to Diana Rossini and others, is that Harbaugh is leaving, has not signed a deal to be the next head coach of the Giants, and he will have the head of the Tennessee Titans come to his house in what I expect to be the Baltimore area for an in-person interview there. Rossini followed that tweet up just moments after by saying, keep in mind, all John Harbaugh has to do is call his agent and say he wants to move forward with the New York Giants. If that happens, the Giants can make it official, and everything else comes off the table. I know for a fact the Giants offered a job to John Harbaugh today, and I know for a fact that money is not going to be an issue. Reports out there that he could make more than $20 million per year, same amount of money that a guy like Andy Reid makes, and I don't care. There's no salary cap that you can spend on coaches. So do what you got to do to get it done. For all I care, give him a pen, give him a blank check, and let him create the contract, as long as he's this team's head coach. Ian O'Connor, who has done a beautiful job covering this story, shout out to him, working for The Athletic right now, saying, my understanding as of this afternoon was that the Giants facility might be the only facility that John Harbaugh visits. That certainly isn't a bad sign for Giants fans. Titans scheduled to go to his Baltimore area home tomorrow. So we have it on two reports that he's leaving without a deal signed, and he is going to meet with the Tennessee Titans tomorrow. Shout out to Doug Analytics, who is an awesome Twitter account for all advanced stats and fun stuff like that. A Giants fan, I believe, and he was tracking the flights and was the first tracking the flights this morning. Say, want to hear something fun? Steve Tisch's private jet was only used for one candidate in each of the last two Giants hiring cycles. In 2020, that jet flew to get Joe Judge for the official announcement. 2 years later, it flew Brian Daboll home to Buffalo after his in-person interview and then flew him to New Jersey for the official announcement. Notice that does not say that the private jet picked up Brian Daboll. It flew him home, which means that Daboll, the last Giants head coach, left without a deal, and he still became the coach of this football team. We have seen in the past people like Andy Reid sign on the dotted line when he met with the Kansas City Chiefs. We've also seen that in the past with Sean Payton as well. So you can look at this a couple of different ways. I don't really know how I feel about it. I don't love it, I'll tell you that much. I still have a very strong feeling that John Harbaugh will be a Giant, but I don't love that he left the building today without signing to be the next head coach of the New York Football Giants. Connor Hughes also tweeting out sources, and this was prior to all of this information we just talked about. This was early in the afternoon. Sources, the Giants are making a massive push to get a deal with John Harbaugh done today. They're willing to not only pay him, but also whatever his staff wants. There are factors outside of New York's control. There's a lot of mutual respect between Matt Ryan, who is now a lead decision maker for the Atlanta Falcons, and Harbaugh. He might want to give him his chance to speak, but New York is doing what they can to prevent that from happening. And it sounds like at this point, the Giants were not able to prevent it, and that Harbaugh is at least going to meet with the Tennessee Titans tomorrow. We have not heard anything about the Atlanta Falcons up to this point. A lot more to talk about, as well as a Giants player meeting John Harbaugh today, taking some pictures as well. But I want to hear from you in the comment section. What is your confidence level in John Harbaugh being the next head coach of the Giants? Scale it from 1 to 10. 1 being you got no confidence in the world. 10, you got the most confidence in the world. I'll tell you where I'm at coming up momentarily. But first, I got to give a huge shout out to our proud sponsor of today's show, and that is GLD. They've got an awesome deal going on right now. When you go to GLD.com and use that promo code chat, they're going to hook you up with 50% off. Let's be real. Buying men's jewelry used to be a nightmare. Like, when you wanted something meaningful that wouldn't fall apart, it was tough. Like, a lot of low-quality junk snapped after a week, or it was insanely overpriced with ridiculous markups. That's why I rock with GLD, and you can too. With 50% off when you use the promo code CHAT, you're getting quality pieces that are built to last without breaking the bank. And unlike a lot of other companies, GLD only uses real gold, none of that cheap stuff. What I love about GLD is that every single stone is meticulously hand set, and every single piece is guaranteed for life. Shout out to GLD as well. They hooked me up with this awesome chain and this awesome New York Knicks pendant. Go New York, go New York, go. Go to New York, John Harbaugh. Maybe he gets a New York Giants pendant and chain, because GLD has official collabs with the NFL, NBA, WNBA, MLB, NCAA, MLS, and even DC Comics. Chains and pendants that let you rep what you love. Work hard and change the game. Right now, GLD is making it easy. Go to GLD.com. Use code CHAT to get 50% off at GLD.com. New customers get an insane deal. That's 50% off with the code CHAT at GLD.com. After your purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that Chat Sports sent them. When it comes to John Harbaugh being a New York Giant, the next head coach of this organization, and where I am at in my confidence level from 1 to 10, it's a 7.5, and I really wanted to put an 8.0. I think that this is going to happen. I still think the New York Giants are the lead dog in the race right now. I just kind of try to think of it logically at this point, as John Harbaugh's upcoming meeting with the Titans is the only other meeting currently locked in for him coming out of the meeting with the Giants, sources tell CBS. So we haven't heard anything on the Atlanta Falcons at this point. If you're going to compare the Titans and the Giants, there's a couple of things to look at. And I do think the Titans, as well as the Atlanta Falcons, are serious threats. There's been well reported that Harbaugh wants to work for an organization that has strong organizational structure with their ownership. He wants, reportedly, control of the roster. There's also reports out there that he wants to work with a quarterback that can win games right now. He also factors in cap space and the ability to create more cap space and draft capital. Titans have draft capital. Titans have over $100 million. The Titans have Cam Ward. The Titans have Mike Borgonzi, who was the former GM of the Kansas City Chiefs, where Andy Reid coached, and Andy Reid is the mentor to John Harbaugh. So don't sleep on the Tennessee Titans in this one. But I'm not trying to gas you. I really do think this is the New York Giants' race to lose. The question is John Harbaugh being a man of his word, where he told Mike Borgonzi, I will meet with you guys. I promise. And that is why he's leaving the Giants facility in that introductory interview to go meet with the Tennessee Titans. Or is it because John Harbaugh was not wowed by the Giants? The pitch that they put together didn't make him want to be a Giant at that moment. Left him maybe with some doubt. and maybe made him feel like, yeah, maybe I do want this job, but I at least got to go home and talk to my family about it. Like, there's multiple different ways that you could look at this. And look, it's hard not to be pessimistic right now. My gut reaction was, man, the Giants must have messed this up, because how many times have we heard or seen in our lifetime that the New York Giants have messed it up? But I'm trying to stay positive because I do believe this is the best spot for him. While I also believe missing out on John Harbaugh, if you are the New York Giants at this point, would be demoralizing. It would be heartbreaking, not just for the organization, but for their fan base. You have told the fan base, Giants, that he's the guy. He's the one you want. He's the one you need. The guy that you would do anything for. Like sending the private jet of Steve Tisch to go pick him up. Something you've done 2 times before. Only for people that were going to be the coaches of the Giants. You didn't go do that for Mike McCarthy. Reports out there, John Mara maybe not even in the room for the Mike McCarthy interview. You are going to further lengths for John Harbaugh than anybody else. And Giants fans know that. And so do other candidates that are going to be applying and like trying to be the head coach of the Giants. Like, you don't think Kevin Stefanski's looking at this like maybe feeling a little bit like chopped liver, that they did all this for him, and what did they do for me? And now what does that mean? I don't know. I'm sure if the Giants weren't able to get Harbaugh, all those people would still be interested in him. But we all know, us, you, me, Dupree, and all of the other Giants coaching candidates, that John Harbaugh is the person that the Giants are praying for. And maybe it still happens. My guy, Pretty Ricky, shout out to him. Ricky Scoops on Twitter. Best in the game. Awesome dude. He quote tweeted Diana Rossini, the tweet that we put up there that says, keep in mind, all John Harbaugh has to do is call his agent, say he wants to move forward with the Giants, and it'll happen. He says, everyone just relax. Not really sure what that means, but he pretty much said this morning Harbaugh flew to New Jersey to meet with the Giants and are hoping to keep him in the building until they agree to terms. Giants are his first choice. Joe Schoen's role remains unclear, but it's not a roadblock. There should be an official announcement today or tomorrow. He added to that by saying the final hurdle is getting to an understanding how Joe Schoen plays into all of this. The money and everything is agreed. The money and everything is agreed, he says. If Harbaugh wants Schoen gone, he will be fired. I'm expecting Schoen to stay, but it's on the table. Gary Myers, who has done a great job covering this story as well, he is saying at this point, I think John Harbaugh will be the next head coach of the Giants. If he picks the Titans or Falcons, that will say a lot about how the Giants are perceived these days. Atlanta is a terrible pro sports city. It's all about the dogs. And the Titans play in, well, Tennessee. If you want John Harbaugh to be a Giant, hit that thumbs up icon. And as a Yankees fan, I could say this. Sometimes we get a little arrogant. It's like, we're the Yankees. We should be able to do that. I kind of feel that same way. And I understand it's been dreadful since 2017, or really since 2012 when they last won the Super Bowl. But you're the Giants. They're the Titans and the Falcons. You cannot lose to either of those teams. If you want John Harbaugh to be a Giant, hit that thumbs up icon and make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram @MarshallGreen_. The first spot you'll hear about any New York Giants news is on my Twitter. So give me a follow and let's go Giants.